926 in the Big 550 KTRS. This arch tax will $2 for every $10. It wants to raise $106 million will come from tax funds. $69 million will come in matching federal dollars, and $209 million in private funds. So 106 from the taxpayers, 70 from the feds, and 209 from private donations. And it's going to kick out after 20 years. After it raises the money, it's going to kick out. Less than 2 cents, a 3/16th of a cent sales tax, less than 2 cents on a $10 purchase. 20 years. So there you go. Are you going to vote for it? Let's go to Pat on line 3. Pat, you're on KTRS. Welcome.
Hello?
Hi, Pat. You're on the air.
Hi. I would not want to pay that for the tax grounds. I would want to pay for it to clean up the city of St. Louis. Clean up the buildings that are falling down, the roofs are caving in.
Well, you'd have to take that up with the legislature because they want to cap the historic tax credits. So they want to stop cleaning up the city of St. Louis.
Well, and it's all fine and good to have, the arch grounds all cleaned up and the riverfront.
Pat, when was the last time you were downtown?
Probably 6 months ago.
Okay. So you've seen what's going on Washington Avenue.
Yes.
It's pretty clean. They actually have people in purple jackets who are sweeping the street. It's spotless on Washington Avenue. Around the Busch Stadium, it's great. Around the Arch grounds, it's great. Is there a lot more to do? Yes. But your legislature down in Jefferson City doesn't want any more historic renovations to take place, and they don't want to help fund or at least help incentivize people to do it themselves. So this is another way to help clean up St. Louis. If you want other bad buildings to be cleaned up, you're going to have to take it up with Jefferson City.
Well, I understand that, but being a single woman and going down to the city of St. Louis, to the Arch grounds, the surrounding area is a little scary to be in.
No, it's not. Are you saying the old courthouse is scary?
No, but surrounding areas, to be by myself, and they tell you, don't go downtown, don't go down there by yourself.
Well, I just there were 600 high school volleyball teams playing at the Dome over the weekend. The 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-old kids, they all walked the streets of St. Louis. Everybody was fine.
In big groups.
Well, I wouldn't walk down, Old St. Charles Road at 3:00 in the morning by myself. I wouldn't walk anywhere by myself at 3:00 in the morning. I wouldn't walk down Clayton Street at 3:00 in the morning. Craig, line 1, you're on KTRS.
Good morning, McGraw.
Morning, Craig.
How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm fine. I was going to say that I think the tax will get approved. The voters earlier, several years ago, did vote to retain the 1% earning tax,
right?
Which kind of surprised me. I was afraid it wouldn't, which would have been very harmful. And what did you say, 2 cents with $10?
2 cents every $10.
Well, that's not that big of a deal. I have to think that people will vote for that, and I certainly will.
Well, but it's interesting because this last woman says she's afraid to go downtown. So this is a perfect opportunity to help revitalize downtown, right?
It's a good way of doing it. It's something.
I mean, let's spend millions of dollars to help make it better and nicer. and so if you're afraid, let's look, I'm afraid crossing Memorial Drive there to get to the Arch.
Yeah, what they're going to do with it is good. I'm not sure many people are going to ride a gondola over the Poplar Street Bridge to go to St. Louis.
That whole idea has since fallen away by the wayside.
Did it fall? Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now look, I mean, I wanted softball fields on the Arch ground, and Senator Danforth fell off his chair laughing when I asked him, "Hey, what about softball fields?"
Yeah.
So we all haven't gotten everything we've wanted. However, it's a no-brainer.
Well, and back in the day when they tore down all those buildings to clear the land,
right.
I wonder if you could ever do anything like that today, because I bet those buildings were probably beautiful and very historic.
Well, actually, it was a lot of tenements, a lot of seedy deals. I think they tore it down because it wasn't very good.
Oh, so it wasn't like more of Laclede's Landing.
It was not. Well, I don't know exactly, but from what the history books tell me, it was a little seedier and a little tenant buildings, and it was run down. I don't think they were tearing down the Central West End, if you will.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good.
Craig, thanks for the phone call.
Okay, thanks.
But, here's the other woman calls up complaining, downtown's not safe. You need to clean up some of the buildings. Okay, well, that's what they're trying to do. But anybody who's against building this today or expanding this today, you were the one who was so short-sighted who voted against it in 1935. Tim, line 4, you're on KTRS.
Yeah, just for historic reasons. What used to be down there was old shanties and old warehouses. That's why they tore it all down. You there?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Okay. And the only concern that I have, and there's 3 examples. Laclede's Landing, for one, we put a $200 million bond issue to get that fixed up, and never got any of that.
Hold on a second. Wait. Never. You're saying you've never benefited from Laclede Landing?
No. What was supposed to happen? The Purcell Group was supposed to put Schnucks, multi-level movie theater, a couple of about 6 or 7 retail stores, and we got 4 bars and a wax museum for $200 million. And then they had the Gateway Mall up there between Civil Courts and the old courthouse building.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of failed. And then you had the Centene fiasco with Ballpark Village. I just want to make sure the money gets spent for what it's supposed to be for. And if they could...
Well, first of all, back up a second, Tim. The Centene fiasco didn't cost the taxpayers a cent.
No.
They're building Ballpark Village right now.
Right. You're not going to get what you wanted to get out of it.
Well, wait a minute. They're not getting any. They're not getting any. They're not getting any tax dollars out of it. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So the Cardinals can do whatever they want with the land they own.
Right.
Okay. So who cares what happens or doesn't happen at Ballpark Village? They're the ones writing the check. Okay.
Because there would have been taxes coming out of the people living in what do you call it?
I don't know if there is a multi-level movie theater downtown.
Right.
There is retail downtown.
Now there is.
Well, yeah. They also had to rise Highway 40 or Highway 70. Some things didn't pan out.
Right.
So we should just never do anything ever again?
No. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying make sure it gets done.
Mm-hmm.
And if they could, that area down below the arch where it has a natural slope going up to Memorial Drive up there,
mm-hmm.
Why not put an amphitheater in there, a permanent amphitheater?
Well, there is some type of permanent steps there, and they're also supposedly raising Sullivan Boulevard there. So
because you have the the fair and everything else that comes in
yes.
once a year, and you put up that goofy stage which gets blown down in the storms. Why not put a permanent amphitheater? Kind of like
well, there is some
like
type of amphitheater down there where you can have the band next to the riverfront, and then all those steps leading up to the arch. Tim, are you voting for or against this?
Oh, definitely for.
Okay, good. All right, I got to run. Tim, thanks for the phone call. Jim, Mike, Glenn, everybody, hold on. Get to all your thoughts here. April 2nd, it's an arch tax. Would you have voted against it in 1935? Now, as stewards of St. Louis, what are you going to do for the next generations? We always talk about our next generation and what we're going to leave for our next generation. Are you going to be so short-sighted as to vote against this so that in 2082, when whoever's sitting in the chair says, how did they vote in 2013? I don't want to be on record as being short-sighted. I don't want to be on record as being cheap. I want to be on record as saying that I give a nod to future generations, and St. Louis is a great place to live, and I want to continue to make it a great place to live. And so for future generations, I'm voting yes on this tax. And for those who are voting against it, shame on you.